Love that song. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Kelly Clarkson is their original American Idol. And I have to admit, another one of my guilty pleasures is watching American Idol. I love watching the contestants transform with more confidence, get a new Hollywood look, witness their emotional journey as they cry from exhaustion, fear, and doubt, and then glory. I sometimes imagine myself on that stage, the glistening gown, my hair and makeup glammed up, and then hearing Ryan Seacrest say, "Gina Ray, you are the new American Idol." I am not on that Hollywood stage for several reasons. Number one, I know I can't sing. Two, I have never been in front of the camera type of person. And three, I never let myself dream that big. I was more of a realist. Little did I know that by being a realist, my dreams over time would evolve, change, and grow bigger than I ever imagined. So big that I became an influencer for a company that sold twice for $1 billion. You see, right out of high school, my dream was just to be able to pay the bills. It comes from coming from a large family. My parents, we had 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls, our own version of the Brady Bunch. My parents owned a small business painting homes throughout Orange County. They didn't have any formal business training, and income was inconsistent with the economy, which meant that sometimes we had to have cold showers, and pretty much every night we had to eat rice and beans for dinner, every single night. Now, if you're not familiar with Orange County, it is very much like what you see on TV. Beautiful beaches, beautiful people, driving beautiful cars. It's where the homes even 20 miles from the beach are $1 million. So growing up, I could tell that we were among the very few have-nots. Our family car was not a Mercedes SUV, but a beat-up old blue station wagon with chipped faux wood peeling off the side. The headliner drooped. My mom had to use push pins to hold it up. And to make sure that everybody knew that was our family car, my mom had a personalized license plate that had her name clearly spelled out. So when I moved out at 19, I said to myself, I have today to determine my life. I was determined that I would have financial stability. I would be able to afford new clothes, drive nicer cars, and maybe enjoy fine dining at an Olive Garden. So I set a realistic dream for myself, go to college and get a business degree. That makes sense, right? I say realistic now, but at the time, it was big. I would be the first one in my family to get a college degree, and I wanted to make everybody proud. However, about 2/3 of my way through college, I realized that business really wasn't my thing. Advanced statistics with imaginary number and accounting just made my head spin. You can imagine for someone working their way through college that this was a very distressing dilemma to be in. Maybe I should just quit school and work full time. But then I would be so disappointed in myself. Maybe I could just suffer the way through the rest of my courses, but that could lead to a career that I hated. That gave me anxiety. Maybe I could change my major to one that would lead me to a career that I felt was more fulfilling. I realized that my dream had evolved, that I no longer just wanted to have financial stability, but I also wanted to be happy in the career that I chose, even if it meant graduating longer. Fortunately, one of my elective courses was one in communications, which explained what advertising, journalism, and public relations were. This ended up saving me. I switched my major to communications, and I immediately felt more comfortable. After graduation, I started my career in public relations. And I chose PR because I like being behind the scenes and making other people look good. Writing, persuasive use of words, creativity, being proactive and persistent, Combined together, they were my superpower. And I always felt unstoppable whenever I got my clients featured in major business papers and trade magazines. My career was on a roll. I had reached financial stability, and I had my sights set on a new career, my new career dream of becoming a manager at the PR firm I was working at. Manager, yeah. But then a new reality hit me. After I had my first child, I was blindsided with postpartum depression. And the thought of me leaving my baby boy every day was just overwhelming. This completely caught me off guard because I was fully career-oriented. I planned to go back to work. After all, I loved working at the agency, traveling to different cities, doing press tours, and being on the cusp of the latest technology trends. All of my friends and colleagues easily transitioned back to work, but I was miserable. If I decided to stay home, how could I throw away all that hard work? The financial stability, the dream. I was depressed, I felt guilty, and I was so afraid of making the wrong decisions. And then I said to myself again, I have today to determine my life. And I decided I was going to stay home, even if it meant that we're going to be on one income. I realized that my dream had completely changed, and I was going to put my career on hold temporarily to pursue a dream of staying home. My husband, on the other hand, never thought we'd be able to make ends meet on just one income, especially in Orange County. But we made it happen. Coming from my upbringing, I was no longer afraid or ashamed to not have the latest materialistic things, to drive an older model car, or have to eat the same thing for dinner every single night. But then seeds of a new dream started to take root. Could I follow my parents' example and be an entrepreneur? Could I start my own PR consulting business? I said to myself again, I have today to determine my life and give it a try. My wonderful husband was nervous but supportive of this new dream of mine. Having accomplished previous dreams and working through other tough decisions gave me the confidence that if it didn't work out, I can always try something else. After all, dreams change. Anyone who has started their own business knows how scary it can be. Not just the financial responsibility of it, but not having a manager cover your butt if you made a mistake. But there was also freedom. Freedom to dream big. Freedom to have flexible work schedules, and freedom to decide who you want to work with. I ended up owning my own PR firm for 16 years working out of my home. And I worked with very prominent tech companies in the area, ranging from mobile apps to enterprise software. And this is when I gained the expertise of knowing how to raise a company's market awareness from nothing to making them desirable for acquisition or IPO. Remember that company I mentioned earlier? I did the PR for that company that sold twice for $1 billion. I loved owning my own firm, and I won more than a dozen PR awards for the results that I got from my clients competing against other national firms. Every single client was based on referral, including the one who, out of the blue, approached me with an opportunity to take my dream to the world. Last year, I made the difficult decision to close my successful business and take a risk at the beginning of a pandemic to lead global PR for a company called Abby. I never dreamed that today I would be leading a team advocating Abby in not just the US, but in the UK, France, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Hungary, and now we're expanding into Japan. But then again, dreams change. I am amazed at the responsibility that I have for increasing market awareness in so many regions, but I'm also thrilled at the challenge and the power that I have to influence so many markets. I think back to how my dreams have changed over the years. From my college journey leading me to a career towards financial stability, deciding to stay home to be with my kids, starting my own PR firm, and now working at a global company. And I am so grateful that dreams do change. And I am glad I am not the next Kelly Clarkson reaching for the Hollywood stars, because I am the star on my own stage. And I know by taking incremental steps, being willing to make the necessary changes so that I can be happy, and taking incredible risks, I am now living a life I never imagined. And I know that I have today to be fearless and dream bigger for tomorrow.